Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erica or Ricky Mickey Plans, and I'm here for another week of decorative planning because the weeks keep coming. So I keep planning. I am planning again in my classic size happy planner. This is a vertically, I don't know why I said that so weird, vertically aligned classic. I just said that. Let me try again. This is a vertically aligned planner in the classic size, and it is Happy Planner brand. Wow, I got tongue-tied. Just for reference, I'm filming this first thing in the morning, so I'm not even sure I'm completely awake yet, but if you're watching this at like prime time, you're like, what's wrong with her? Anyway, it is not normally fall time around here where I'm from. It's usually still, quite in the heat of summer, but I don't know if it's all the dryness we've had, but the leaves just like, boom, started changing this week, way early and way quickly. So I'm going fall. And so I'm going to do a combination, I believe, of the Seasons of Color book, this group here, and Heather Kell's first Roy G. Biv Boxes and Florals book. And look at them. I mean, they go together nicely, right? I liked this one because I wanted a quote or two from it. And then this one I'll have most of what I need. So let's get started. Let's get started with something bold and fun as far as decorative. So I just have to decide if I'm going to go with these bold ones or a combination of these. I think I'm going to be simple and go with hers. Heather's, that is. So that's part of that collection, the yellow collection. So, well, is there only one? Oh, maybe that is part of this collection. Huh. I feel like she messed that up. If you look at this, this is oranges and purples, and this is oranges and yellows. I feel like she made a mistake, and those were supposed to be purple. And she forgot to recolor them. This is her first book, just so you know. I'm pretty sure it's the first book she did, period. So yeah, this is a mistake. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. So I am going to use this. And there's only one sheet of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and use them up, I believe. Because there's no sense saving them when there's, when I won't have enough for a full spread again. Since there's only one. Can't get this posted up. Come on. Since there's only one page. So I'm going to take this with that pretty purple. And I'm going to not line it up exactly the way she had it, because I want a little more room to write. And actually, what else I'm going to do, in her first several sticker books, she left a lot of, like, extra sticker at the edges, like white space, clear space technically, but, and, it takes up a good, like, I could write half a plan in that. So I'm going to just cut that down. And hopefully, since it's a clear sticker, that won't be super apparent. And so I'm just going to give myself a little more. See how that would take up so much writing room, like almost that whole box. But if I just kind of go like this, because I want to keep as much of that purple one as I can. Because there's going to be a lot of orange by nature, and so I want to get the purple in when I can. And I will put that there. And then on this mess up page, these have the yellows, but these do not. So I can use one of these as well to go finish up this line down here at the bottom. And so I think I will cut this little set of leaves off. I will keep it though, because that's a good little set of leaves. And I'm going to I'm trying to, I don't want to cross these over because you'll totally be able to see it. I think I'm just going to go straight on the paper as it is, like as the sticker is cut for this one. And just go like that. Now, that looks kind of wonky with everything hanging off the edges. But let's see what it looks like when I cut off all of these oddly, shaped pieces here. hopefully my vision for the actual page will look good, regardless of what was, how I laid it down. So leave me a comment below if it's not too private for you, of like the area of the country, or I guess world, that you live, and is it fall yet? Has it started looking like fall yet? Because I'm curious. I live in the Midwest, and like I said, the colors, I don't want to say the colors have started popping, the browns have started popping, like it's just dry. Yeah, see, that looks good. You can't really tell that I made it, that I put it on all wonky like. And this I will burnish. This is just sort of I leave this, the clear sticker, I leave that unburnished because I allow myself to have that to fidget with, when I'm on hold on the phone or something like that, or having an uncomfortable conversation with somebody. I can just sit here and just kind of burnish these stickers, and it gives me comfort. Weird, I know, but that's what it is. And I think I'm going to do something similar on the other side, just because I like the continuity. I don't like it to look matchy. So maybe I'll do this one from the other book so I can pull more purple. But I'm going to do something similar. I don't want it to look exactly the same, though. That bugs me. See, I don't want you to look at this page. I don't know what that paper is. And then this page and go, oh, it's exactly the same. That bugs me. So maybe, I could take this up the edge, but I want to use the edge. Actually, I don't need a lot of the edge. Maybe I'll do that. I haven't done that in a while. Let's do it. So again, I'm going to, how am I going to do this? I'm going to go like this so I have more space to write. So I'm going to do this wonky again. I don't want to come into my Monday. Do you see what I'm saying? That cuts off half of each of those vertical boxes. And so I really don't want to do that. And so I'm going to take that like so. And that gets rid of that straight edge as well. I don't have to worry about trying to mask that now. All right, this is going to be different, but that's okay because it's decorative planning. You don't want it the same all the time, or it's not really decorating, it's mass producing, right? The whole point of decorative planning, if you ask me anyway, is being functional and allowing the creative process in. It's not really creative if I make it look the same week after week, is it? It is not. So should I carry florals across here? Because it'll now look different. I have these to choose from, and I have all of these. I think I can. I think I can. Let's do this one. I think. No, I'm going to do this one. I was going to do this one right in this corner, but then they would be bookended, again, matchy-matchy. And since I'm working real hard not to look matchy-matchy today, let's just avoid it completely. So I will take, I'm thinking, I don't want this to come up real high on this side if this doesn't on this side. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Yeah, I'm just going to forget that. Who cares? Who cares what happens on the other page? Let's just go with this page for now. That did not lay down straight, but I'm okay with it. And then just a little bit to fill in the bottom there. I'll just take one of the, oh no, here, I was going to add some more purple in, right? Now, none of these are clear, I do not believe. I believe these are all paper. But I think that's okay. I think that's okay. So let's take, sorry, I'm a mess here. Let's get some purple in there with, could use that, it looks a little dark. And that's kind of cute. I'm thinking too hard. This is what I do. I think too hard. So let's do this big sheet here. And we're just going to kind of plunk it down right here. I don't, well, yeah, okay. I was going to say I don't want that pink, but this is like a warm purpley pink, so I think it'll be okay. Is that going to look weird? Because that is going to cut off. Maybe it is weird that it's a paper sticker with the, do you see what I'm saying? It like cuts off that flower right there. I don't think I want to use this big one. I will put that back in the book later. I think I'm going to have to use something smaller, because I don't want to cover the clear sticker with the paper sticker. I don't want that look. All right. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. And then what do I put right here? Maybe nothing. Maybe I just let it. It doesn't have to cover, does it? Let's see what I think about that. Cut this off. That feels a little weird to me, but I'm going to sit with it a minute and see what I think. It may not be horrible. I didn't cut that very well, though. Still don't think it's cut very well, but I can't find it on the back side. All right. I don't know about that, but we'll see. All right, let's get to some functionality. So what I do for functionality is I print out our Google Calendar. That will be on the fridge for everybody to look at, and then I put it in my planner for me. You're asking, why on earth do you need to have everything in your planner twice? And the answer is, I don't need to have a Google Calendar and this, but I enjoy this. This can sit on my desk, and the Google Calendar on the fridge is just for everybody. And putting it in here forces me to think through my week before the week happens, so I'm prepared for everything. I'm not surprised by anything going, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. So just going through my Google Calendar and transferring it to my decorative planner really just puts me in the mindset for the week, if that makes sense. So, yeah. I have this, but I also want to do some washi. I found a wood grain washi that I kind of like, and then I found this one, which is a color I cannot describe. It's kind of gray, kind of brown, kind of purple. I think I'm going to use this. But I don't like that silver stripe. So I am going to use my slicer and get rid of that silver stripe on it. I have no idea what washi this is. Let's see. Oh, it says Simply Gilded inside. There you go. Just open it up and look if you don't know. And I'm going to line this up just so I'm cutting that silver stripe off. I don't really want to lose too much more of the washi. But the silver stripe just doesn't go with my aesthetic for the week, if you will. And so now I have that. And the reason I want this is because my son is going on a quick trip this week, and I want to mark that in my planner. So I'm going to put that right here. I like that little end there. And then, oh my goodness, my washi all stuck to itself. And then I want to put an arrow end on the other side. I was going to try to, I don't know if I can do this. I'm trying to put it down here and cut it all at the same time. And now I got to remember the angle. Let's see. Is this right? It's right, but it's going to go off the edge. So I need to do that again. I can never remember the angle. All right. Ha, all that worry, and I got it. Look at that. All right. And this is going to be my son's traveling. I like to do it this way because obviously he's traveling for more than one day, and so I want to mark how many days. I also want to write about it. I also hate how this is not straight. I know I'm being particular, but I can. And I want that a little bit straighter because if I'm going to look at it all week, it probably shouldn't drive me crazy. So now I'm going to take this, which is just a little extra sticker paper, and I'm going to cut it into a very narrow strip. Very narrow, I believe. This paper cutter, I love how it cuts, but I have to admit, it doesn't always, it's not like super square. If you have this paper cutter, this orange Fiskars one, and you have tips on how to get it to cut really nice and straight and square, I would love them, because I feel like it doesn't do it well. I had an old one that I just thought worked much better. Okay, so I will take this and I will put it in here so that I can write, I can write on it and tell what this washi is for. So let me get the back of this off. This is always the hardest part. And I think I want to mimic my arrow look here. And the arrow is because he's traveling, like he won't be home on Sunday. Like, you know what I mean? He's traveling beyond the week that is on the page. And this end with the little flag end, that means nothing. That's just for fun. And so I will take this, and the washi just is color. And you could easily do this with a highlighter and just highlight a line straight across your page. You could, ooh, that's weird looking. I didn't cut that very well. Look at that, I didn't get to the edge, so it's not a good arrow. You could just, draw a box that goes across. Like, you don't have to be all, goodness gracious. You don't have to be all particular about it like I'm being. But I like washi. I have a lot of washi, so I'm going to use my washi. So now I can write the details of that trip in there. Lots of work, yes. Make me happy, yes. And that's all that matters. So there you go. I'm happy with it. So what else do I need to put in here? I need to put a few boxes for a few things we have going on this week. Let's talk about the reoccurring events, for instance, that are on here. Those definitely need to be noted. The biggest things I have this week, though, here's what I'm thinking. I only have these boxes, and I don't really need them for little things, but I want them for the bigger things. Bigger, so to speak. I gotta collect my thoughts. All right, I distracted myself because I was trying to go to function, but I'm really distracted by something that I wanted to do decoratively, and trying to think of them both at the same time distracted me. So I'm just going to do the one that's on my mind, which is the decorative one. I'm going to move this sticker that I put on, that I worked so hard to cut correctly. And I'm going to actually cover that blue leaf, because that blue leaf is not super important to me as far as the decoration is concerned. And the reason I'm doing that, I shall show you in a moment, is I want to cover this and put a quote there. This quote right here. I was not thinking when I put this sticker vertically that I wouldn't have room for the quote and my steps box. But I want my steps box. So, and I want this quote. So I'm going to take some more sticker paper, and I'm just going to trim this down a bit. I'm just kind of guessing, hoping I'm getting it right. And I'm going to cover the calendar because I don't need that, so that I can put a quote right here. And I will put my steps box somewhere else. The reason I'm doing this is because you will see through, obviously, the quote, because it is a clear quote. Also, the sticker paper will cover most of this, but that top priorities thing is really bold, so it will not cover that. Also, these days of the week are bolder than the date numbers. All right. So, cover that. Is it perfect? No. Is it good enough for me? Absolutely. And then I'll take that quote sticker, And see, look at that. It's like it was meant to be right here. Check that spacing out. I mean, come on. Love it. And then I'm going to come right here and do a steps box. Okay. All of that was because I distracted myself with that quote issue. It's not wonderful. I can see that sticker box through there a lot, but I'm not going to let that bother me. I'm just deciding I'm not letting it bother me. And then this will be my box for steps, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Okay, now I'm feeling better. I was distracting myself. Since there aren't a lot of boxes, there look like a lot of boxes, but I don't want to use the peach. This one doesn't give me much room to write with. I've already got a big box. I don't think I need another one. So really, I'm down to, 3 boxes here. I'm going to do what I've been doing lately and use some highlighters for my functionality. So you can use boxes, stickers, or you can use highlighters, or you can just write it on the paper and just let it be. It's not that deep. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to mark church choir rehearsal. So I shall put that right here. Give myself 2 little highlighted lines. Are they straight? No. Do I care? Maybe, but I'm going to leave it anyway. And then I can take this Post-it, since it's a reoccurring event, and move it to next week. See, this is so much easier this way, right? This game night, I'm going to put down here. It's the last thing that happens in the day because it's an online game and they play really late at night. So I'll put that there. Move this to next week, which is over here on the side of my desk. This game night is actually happening on Saturday this week. I'm going to give myself 3 boxes or 3 lines for this because this one needs more information. I'm going to put it here because it will be my last thing for the evening, but just in case there's something I need to mark for one of my children, well, obviously not that child, but the other child, I can have some space here. Speaking of my children are adults. I do not need to keep track of their things, but I like to know where they are. Are they coming home tonight? Are they going to be home late tonight? Are they going to be here for dinner? Because they are adult children, but they still live with me, or are living with me again, I guess I should say. I was an empty nester for a few years, and now my nest is full. And so even though I'm not in charge of their life, and I don't need to tell them where to go or any of that, I just like to know who's going to be in my house when, if that makes sense. So I do mark my adult children's stuff. All right, those are the reoccurring events besides trash night, which I guess I can go ahead and mark with this one. I don't use highlighter or a box. I use an icon sticker. So I've got gold, which I don't have any metallic on here, but I could use it. And I think that's it. I don't think I have any colored trash can stickers anymore. Should I use some gold? Let's use a little gold. Why not? These are from Sticker Monster Co., who no longer has a shop. But I do like her stuff, and so I'm using it up while I can. And these are syringe stickers that I made because I used to get syringe stickers from Pumpkin Paper Co., but she no longer has a shop. Apparently, keeping a shop is difficult. I imagine you don't make a ton of money selling stickers. So I imagine keeping it open is hard. So then I can take this Post-it and move it to next Monday as well. All right, next, let's put in, since I've got my icon stickers out and I'm looking at them, let's put in some soccer stuff. So there is a soccer game on Monday, a soccer game on Tuesday, and a soccer practice on Wednesday. And there's some other soccer stuff later in the week, but soccer is my son. He's coaching the local high school soccer team. And since he will be gone the rest of the week, I don't need to mark the soccer stuff because it'll still happen, but he will not be attending it, obviously. So I use this for practices and this for games. Just works for me. And then I also do a little bit of highlighter action to write in it, whether it's a home game or an away game, that kind of thing. Let's just use the same color for all three of them, just for continuity. And then this one will just say practice and the time. Okay, since I've got my icon stickers, I just threw that across the table. Since I've got my icon stickers out, let's go ahead and use these. These are for my daughter's work schedule. Since most of her work is in the evening, I like to mark it so that I know she's not coming home. And I don't have enough fingers. So let's put my daughter's work schedule. We'll kind of keep it lined up. We'll kind of put it along here. It's not always at the same time, but it is a lot at the same times. And so I'm going to line those up along here. She does also work on Friday, but I didn't have enough fingers to grab it. So we'll put one more on Friday for that. And then again, let's use this warm, nope, we already used the brown. Let's use this color, this orange color for her. And so we will just mark her name and work and her hours, if that makes sense. I kind of don't like having these two orange highlighters right next to each other, but it is what it is now. All right, and since I've got my icon stickers out, let's continue with them. Game night and game night, I have two choices of stickers for them. I don't particularly think any of these colors match, so I'm going to go with the black and white ones. This is just the logo for the game we play, which happens to be D&D, so there you go. So I will put that there. Okay. We're just cooking with grease here. I don't currently have anything for the pets, although I'm going to make an appointment, so I will keep these with me. No performances or concerts this week. My husband and I are both music teachers, so that usually is a big thing. My son is flying out to go visit some college friends, and so I will put his flight information. Let's put it right here. And let's use a highlighter. I like to use highlighters just for like things that I know about in advance. So this I will put where he's going, and here I will put his flight information. Okay, and that is the last of those icon stickers. I use alarm clocks when I have to get up early for something, but I don't this week. So that is good for that. Let me check my Google Calendar sitting over there on the side of the desk. It's not desks, it's a desk. I don't think there's anything else I need to mark. There is, like I said, a soccer game here, but he won't be at that. Oh, okay. I know what else I need to mark. I need to mark some games my husband would like to attend at the local university. So there is one on Tuesday, and there is one on Friday. He has season tickets, and so he will be going to those. Why am I using a box? I don't know. I just am. So he will be going to that soccer game on Tuesday. Let's just do it like this. Sometimes my daughter goes with him. He'll pick her up from work and take her, and they'll go together because it's the university she attends, so that's kind of sweet. And then let's put the Friday night game on here as well. Okay, and I won't put a ball just because I use these for my son's stuff. This is just recreational, so I'm not going to do that. And I believe, oh, I know one more thing. My husband starts rehearsals this week for a local, like, community band kind of thing he's in. Do I want to use a sticker for that? No, I think I'm going to use a highlighter. And even though I said that I use those music note stickers for performances, I think I'm going to use them for his rehearsal this week, just because it's the first one of the season. I think that will feel right to me. So I'm going to put this because it's pretty much right after church. How many lines do I need? 2 lines should suffice, because I can write his name, CUE, which is the name of the group, and the time of the rehearsal here. And I'm going to pull up those music notes that I use for performances, and I'm just going to put one of those on there. Again, I know it's not a performance, but since it's the first one of the season, this will make sense to me to be like, oh, this is different. You're not expecting this. And I'll probably make a post-it for it since it's going to be a reoccurring event for a while. That, my friends, is my week. Ta-da! So now I could put a little bit more decoration in if I want, or I can leave it like this. Oh, I know what else I need. I almost forgot this last week. Why weren't you guys screaming at me? I need my to-do lists. I have these to-do lists. They are not Happy Planner brand. That was the last one of that book. They are Tool brand, which I get from Office Depot, I think. Office Max, Office something. But I like the size of them. I think they're great. Happy Planner has smaller ones, but they're more of a half a page. And I like these that are more of just like one column. And so I use these for to-do lists because I don't have room to write all my to-dos in this. I know you're looking at this going, look at all that space. I don't want to be like one of those I'm super busy people, but I do have more things to write than just that. So I use these for my to-do lists. So let's see here. I like to decorate them to match because cuteness. Let's just take this one here. We're going to make this real easy, folks. Real easy once I get this off the page anyway. And we're going to cut this in half. I am not known for cutting straight lines, so hopefully this is close. And I'm going to put one on this page. This will be, oh, come on. That did not go well. All right. That's just going to be on the way it is because it didn't want to come up. That will be one of my to-do lists, and this will be my other. Why do I have 2 to-do lists? I have one for like at-home family kind of stuff, and I have one for my work to-do list. There are a lot of people, I've said this before, but I'll say it again, there are a lot of people who have multiple planners. They have one for their home stuff, family kind of stuff. They have one for work. They'll have one for errands. People who are better at social media than I am will have one for social media content. Like, they'll have lots of different planners. I do not. I like to live in one planner. I said I was not going to use the peach, but I think I'm going to because I don't have any other boxes to label these to-do lists with. So my to-do list will get peach. Nothing else will get peach. But yeah, I like to keep everything in one planner. And once I get these labeled, I'll show you how that will look for me and how that will work functionally for me. So then I will take these stickers that I made and I will label them. So like I said, I have at home and I have at work. So here is my at work to-do list. I was looking at the stickers to see if there's one I wanted to look at more often because I look at my planner at work more than I do at home. And here is my at-home to-do list. And now this will live, once I get my planner on the discs, this will live right here. And because of the disc system, it's easy to pull them in and out. I can have work on top. I can have home on top. I can leave home at home. I can leave work at work. I can flip and see. Like, it's just, it's wonderful. It works for me. And then I will use a dot marker and I will have dots on my pages. You know, well, I'll show you, but I want to make sure this is the color I want to use first. So the orange would work, but I think I'm going to go with this one. And so what I will do is I will just have some dots. And as I, write things on my to-do list and finish things on my to-do list, I can just check them off, which if you're a planner like me, you understand the joy of checking things off. So I think I'm pretty much finished. I could probably put some florals up here though, just because, I can. I have this space, right? And I'm not saving these because these don't all go together. Although these, Now that I've gotten rid of the ones with purple, these do go with these well enough. None of these have the yellow, but they still go, so I don't need to use them up. But I wonder if there's anything in this book I could put up at the top. Let's take a look. I don't want anything too big. I could do that one. It's kind of cool. That would bring a little bit more shine in. Or I could use a bit of this because I'm never going to use this full sticker. Maybe I'll do that. I'm going to sacrifice this guy. I'm going to show you what I do with stickers I know I'm never going to use because this is ginormous. And some people love ginormous stickers. I don't love ginormous stickers. I could cut this by hand, but like I said, I'm not known for cutting super straight lines. So I'm going to use my paper trimmer here. And I'm going to lay this. I want to make sure I don't get any of that white circle because I don't need that white circle. And I'm going to slice that. I think I sliced through it. I kind of felt the slicer grab something, so I'm not sure. Yep, it cut. And now look at that. I have a cute little sticker that I can just take and go like this. Shall I center it? Nah, I'm going to go here and start on Monday and just go. It won't reach all of Wednesday, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's fun. It's a bit much, but it's a lot much. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I was going to cut it smaller, but I think it's fine. It's fine. All right, I think I'm going to call this finished. So thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up if you were inspired by what you saw, or if you just want to support me. Please give me a subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It just lets you know when my videos come out, and it boosts my self-esteem a little bit. But yeah, I would love that very much. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm also going to cover this. I might put something there, I might not, but I don't want that little blue seashell there. So I hope you have a great week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and happy planning. Bye-bye.